She doesn't even go here!
I'm bi, actually.
Excuse me. Could the ugly, untalented gays please report to the principal's office?
Hi, I'm Kurt Homo, and I'll be auditioning for the role of kicker.
Hello! Welcome in, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode of Not So Straight Nerds. I'm your host, Luke.
And I'm your host, Alicia.
And today, we are talking the third movie of the Enola Holmes Trilogy.
Period. Why are you, sighing?
No, it's just interesting that we got a full trilogy.
Yeah. I mean, I was reading about this. It was supposed to go to Warner Brothers originally, but then the pandemic happened, and that's how it ended up in Netflix's hands. And I think that's interesting.
That is a very interesting...
So it probably would have gotten a theatrical release.
Oh.
And what would that have looked like?
I don't know.
Millie Bobby Brown, Loki, you deserve that. So,
yeah.
I'm sorry. But it's still very popular on Netflix. It has quite a lot of views. So it's one of, if not the most watched original movie. Or not original, but whatever. Netflix release.
Yeah.
So good for them.
Hey.
Anyways, if you don't know what Enola Holmes is, I don't know why you're watching this. But to give you some context, if Holmes sounds familiar, it's because Sherlock Holmes, she's his sister, and she actually, this is adapted from a book series about her. So, pretty cool. So she gets to solve little mysteries. So go watch it, because they're pretty good, actually.
Yeah. It's a thumbs up from Not So Straight Nerds.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we're doing a video on it, and we're kind of happy, so that's good for us. 2 thumbs up. Anyways.
Yeah. Before we start talking on that, vibe check. How the vibes?
The vibes are good. We just recorded something about Minions, and now we're here, and I'm low-key a little tired. I need to drink a Red Bull after this. I don't know why. Anyways, but I'm excited to talk about it because I like these movies, and I hope they keep making more. I don't know if they will or not, because I don't know what viewership is like. We'll have to wait and see. I think it's still too early to really see those numbers yet. But I like these 2 main actresses, and I like the mysteries. I think they're good enough to continue.
I agree.
So.
Yeah.
But it's Netflix, who knows? So
this is another episode. I feel like what was it? Toy Story 5 we recorded right after we watched the movie, and yes. I have just watched Enola Holmes 3 an hour and a half ago. So this is fresh thoughts.
I watched it yesterday, so somewhat fresh thoughts. I've had a sleep on it, so. Anyways.
You slept on that, and now you're going to speak on that.
Exactly. Period. 10 toes down.
So, these are mystery films, and we be talking spoilers here. So, be warned, Enola Holmes 1, 2, and 3 are up for discussion. Spoilers out. You've been warned.
We're already kind of crazy this episode. Anyways.
I'm just kind of leaning into it.
It's okay.
Why not?
Yeah. First things first, I want to kind of go back in history a little bit and give you a chance to talk about the Sherlock Holmes adaptations because you have watched all of them, you said, recently? Or most of them?
Not all of them. I watched the original series of Sherlock Holmes films from the 30s and 40s.
How many were there?
So, I believe there were 13 of them, but one of them is apparently really hard to find.
Oh.
No, 14, 13 were what I was able to see.
Okay.
So, needless to say, I got through a lot of them.
Yeah.
And watching these older movies is really funny because it essentially becomes a show because maybe 2 of these are 5 minutes over an hour and everything else is under an hour.
That's really funny.
It's
so some fairly quick watches.
Oh, for sure.
Really quick watches. Yeah, it's like watching episodes of a show nowadays.
Oh, for sure. And
okay, I might have to do that at some point in life.
It's very fun, and they're fairly hit or miss.
Okay.
I will say there's like of this one, and these are the Sherlock Holmes series with Basil Rathbone, who also voiced the Great Mouse Detective Basil in the Great Mouse Detective Disney film.
Wait, Disney
named
you ate
after
with
him.
that. You ate with that Disney.
And I love that. But this was a blast.
Okay.
So I would say it's like split down the middle. Half of them are like murder mysteries, and the other half are like crime thriller type stuff. Typically like, it's like, oh, someone's dead and we got to figure out what's happening, or something's stolen and he has to go find it. And the murder mysteries are typically the stronger entries.
Yeah, I would think so. But also that would be my personal preference anyways, so that makes
There's
sense.
a couple of times they managed to make the something stolen and we got to find out who did it interesting. Like there's one where a pearl is missing and it was like put into like a clay drying model, and then it got sold, and then they had to like track down all of the people who bought that thing. Or like there's one where there was like this like information card the size of a stamp that was stolen, and it was just like kind of lost, and so they were trying to track down who had it, and a lot of people just didn't know that they were carrying like nuclear level secrets.
Oh my gosh.
They had some fun ones, and then I really love the ones that are more enclosed. They have like a Scooby-Doo vibe to them.
Exactly.
Some like supernatural level stuff, border on like some like serial killer kind of things. If I might shout out some of my favorites. My favorite is The House of Fear, which I just talked on a little in one of our prior episodes.
Okay.
Maybe the
Probably
recap.
The recap, yeah.
Where basically a bunch of single, no family, rich men, they all live in a club house together, and then they start getting warnings like one at a time that they're gonna die, and then they do.
This is a secret mouse control that'll help us later. Or not help us later.
Or not. So that one was really fun because you have like an insulated house of suspects because they all like are giving, once they die, their money goes to the other people in the club. So it's like, what's happening here?
Like, wait, you haven't seen the original Clue, have you?
I haven't.
Oh, I bet it gives Clue vibes,
Oh,
though,
I'm
a
sure.
little bit. Yeah, that's fun.
Faces of Death. That is another one in a house where you have a bunch of soldiers living in someone's house during World War II. There's also a huge World War II emphasis on these because some of these are just straight up like propaganda in the terms of like it ends with "and buy UK war bonds," which, you know, that was a part of culture at the time. And let me tell you.
So it's like TV with the ads.
Kind of. But then there's like, after
So
the
that's
first
crazy.
like 3, it dives deep into that, and suddenly it's all Nazi stuff, which, you know, hey, punch your local Nazi and all. But like maybe write a good mystery around it.
Yeah.
Whatever. Hounds of Baskerville, Killer Dog, Old House Mansion being inherited. Fun. Yeah. Overall, really fun. Even the ones that are like less good, it's less than an hour. So
Yeah,
I can
quick
still
watches.
enjoy the things that are good and move on.
And honestly, with the amount that I had like seen them being logged on Letterboxd, because they have the little like popular with friends or something like that, or new from friends, and I was like, oh my god, he's going through all these, like, they have all these old posters. I thought it was gonna be like low-key like 30 movies, so that's not even bad. 13 like hour or less movies. That's not bad.
No. It's like a season.
If you're committed, you could binge that in a day. I won't, but you could. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And something that I think I have not seen, and I've not watched a ton of Sherlock Holmes movies in the modern day, but something I've not like even seen glimpses of is in this original version, he be a master of disguise.
Oh.
He'd be like constantly disguising and coming in and being like, "Hey, Watson," and then he'd be like, "Hey, you didn't know it was me," and it was like, "Oh my gosh, you do this like every movie," and then he just stopped doing it after that. Although there is one time when he did like high key blackface.
Oh
It
no.
was like crazy.
Cut the cameras.
Sherlock, no.
Why can't this be the one that's hard to find? You know, at least that makes sense. No, that's like, what is it? Trisha? Is that her name? Trish is like, guess you got a job at the factory. Like, guess you got a job.
It's kind of giving that.
Did you recognize me in my new uniform? And they're like, you do this every day. Her resume goes crazy. Anyways.
Oh, for sure. But
yeah.
needless to say, I watched those after seeing Enola Holmes 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
And let me tell you, the writing be a little better to on par with the originals. Like, in the telling of a mystery. The characterization, much harder.
Mm-hmm.
It goes much better in the Enola Holmes movies. But the mysteries themselves, I would say 2 is maybe closer to the average, like, oh, you stumble upon something.
Yeah.
Let's look over here then.
Yeah.
Something I think is a lot stronger with the Enola Holmes franchise than these other movies I've watched is 13 movies, and Sherlock Holmes has never had a personal stake in most of the mysteries. The closest he has is there's Professor Moriarty, who's like the evil Sherlock Holmes. He's like a Lex Luthor vibe to him, where he's like, I'm the evilest, so I'm just gonna do evil stuff for the sake of being a hater. And you know what? You gotta respect it. But yeah, exactly.
Vector. Anyways, yeah, I've always wanted to watch the Benedict Cumberbatch one TV show. It was like, I wanted to watch that years ago, and then because it was on Netflix, but then I had went to go watch it. It said like leaving so and so, and I was like, damn. And then it's never gone on anywhere else. It might be on somewhere now. It's been years since that happened to me. But and also my local library actually might have it too. My local library be having like lots of fun stuff. But yeah, I'm also watching a billion shows right now, so this is not the time to start it, unfortunately. But I may watch the movies at some point. Again, I'm just watching a lot of stuff right now, so I was gone for a week, and now I have like 20 things to watch. It's crazy, but I'm catching up. Anyways, that sounds very fun. I'll get to it eventually. I just like couldn't begin to tell you when.
Surely.
All right, very fun. Well, let's kind of dive right in. We haven't talked about any of the Enola Holmes movies because the first one came out in 2020 and the next one 2022. Our podcast didn't exist back then. So
2020. So it's been
4 years. I was shocked by that too. I remember after the second one being really excited for the third one, but I don't remember that feeling being so long ago.
That's crazy.
So I don't know. Like 3 years I could get, but 4, I'm like, I can't believe it's been that long.
Dude, I remember we were talking about the outline of this episode, and I was like, okay, 1, solid, so solid. For my life, I could not tell you a single thing that happens in 2. And you know what? Now that makes sense.
Yeah.
Dude, I had a whole undergrad between Enola Holmes 3 and 2.
That's so funny. Period. And you almost had a master's too. So, yeah. Well, let's just dive on in with the first one, the one that started it all, that broke records. Millie Bobby Brown has already been in a few seasons of Stranger Things at this point, and is definitely a like Netflix household name. Netflix be loving her, and I love her for that. I'm happy for her because I'm always happy for child actors that find ways to still love the craft. It's clear that she's not a huge movie person, and that is kind of funny for someone who is an actress. But you know, again, I have a lot of leeway for child actors and how they talk about movies when growing up, because it's like, who knows how much that was even your decision, and you're also you don't have a developed brain, so even if you did choose that, you're allowed, like, you're so allowed to change that. I think it's funny when Winona Ryder low-key shades her for that, but anything beyond that, I'm like, that's my girl. Like, let's not do too much. I think she's fun. And is she like an Oscar-winning actress level? No, but I think she's solid. I think she does a good job wherever she's at.
I think she's a really good like popcorn actress.
Yeah.
Like
I even liked her in the Damsel movie that people were hating on, and they were like, "Oh, her makeup, blah blah blah." And I'm like, whatever. Whatever.
Oh, you mean the movie where she's fighting a dragon?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, okay. Let's talk about her makeup though. Whatever. Yeah, and I like her in Stranger Things. Kind of always. I think she's definitely one of the stronger younger actors in that show.
Absolutely.
So, anyways, yeah.
No, and actually, you know what? I definitely watched the Enola Holmes 1 and 2 before watching Stranger Things.
Yeah, that's right. That is not the case for me, but that's very true. So that was like your introduction. Oh my
And I was
gosh.
like,
and then
oh
you
my
see her
gosh.
bald, and you're like, oh my god,
She's bald!
queen. She's being chased after people with hair.
Mostly.
Mostly, yeah.
Now looking at you back now.
Yeah. I'm
Enola
looking for
Holmes
that.
1. Thoughts and vibes.
I really like it. I love a good mystery, and this one's not like a murder mystery, but it has two really good mysteries in it. The first one is her mother goes missing. Helena Bonham Carter, I love you. I love
Hey.
anything. I love you and anything you're in.
Yeah.
I'll say it that way. Because wasn't she also in The Seven Dials?
Yes.
Anyways.
Because I'll never forget, I think maybe for the rest of my life, that her being in that show is what I want to name the idea of having an actor in your movie that is clearly the big twist of the film, and it's obvious because they're not doing anything else.
Yes.
Like, there needs to be a word for that. And we said, didn't
Yeah.
we say like because there's red herring, it's the blue herring.
Yes, you're right. The blue herring. Where it's so obvious they're going to be a part of the twist in some way.
Because they're not doing
Anyways.
anything else
Yeah.
here, and they were too expensive to just be here.
Yeah, for sure. But I love her here, even though, again, she's not in this movie a lot. But she's very fun. I think she fits really well as the mother to Enola and Sherlock. We don't talk about this third sibling. I don't even remember his name, and I hate him, so... And he's not
Yes,
in any of the
Finnick.
movies. Yes.
Oh my gosh,
He's an important part of this film,
absolutely.
but he is annoying, and he's not in the other films. Thank God. So
It's interesting.
Yes.
I think that seeing the setup between Enola and her mom really helps. Like, it really boosts up Enola. And then, like,
Yes.
even in her differences between her and her mom, I think it elevates that out of because of how we see her having been raised.
Mm-hmm.
It's very fun.
Yeah,
It's so much whimsy in that house.
I love the amount of like ciphering, decoding, all the things that there are in this movie. That is so fun. It's like an escape room as a movie, in a way, but it's a part of the plot to solve the mystery of where did her mother go, what happened to her. She's leaving clues too, so it's like, did she run away? Like, there's so many questions in this film, and I love the way they do that. And Enola Holmes is just such an interesting character. And then pretty quickly she meets Tewksbury.
And
King.
history was made.
History was made. Louis Partridge, I mean,
Yes.
that's how to say his name. He's very fun. Has he been in anything else? I feel like he's been in something else.
Well, yes.
That I know
We
of.
actually just talked about that.
Oh.
So he has been in. There you are. He's been in
yeah, Argyle. You said.
Argyle for some reason. Paddington 2, Jay Kelly, apparently.
Do I remember him in that? Maybe, because I remember there's something where I was like, I
There's a
feel
lot
like
of
I've
people
seen
in Jay
him.
Kelly.
Yeah, but I know I had that feeling of like I've seen him in something recently and I just don't know what it is. That's probably what it is.
And then disclaimer, I've seen a lot of people talking about him in that. That's a limited series on Apple TV Plus.
Her. No, he does great work here too. I don't even know. Now he has a whole Olivia Rodrigo album about it, which is really funny. And I love all the clips of people posting like Millie low-key bringing that up like every time they're in an interview together, where she's like she'll say some word from it, like have you ever been to Japan, which is like a part of her new song, and he'll be like you could see him pause a little bit, get little flashbacks. It's so funny. One of the questions is like, what's your favorite musical artist? And she was like, anyways. She's so funny. I love her. I love like the idea as if she does like him as a coworker, but will always hold a little bit of reservation because she loves Olivia Rodrigo.
It's kind of giving Love Island vibes.
She's like, we're cool, but like, Olivia Rodrigo. Anyways, I love those clips. I also love people talk about her and what is her name? Ella Bright from Off Campus, the main girl who plays Hannah. They've been like friends now lately. So that's very fun. She's a very fun character. She has a lot of funny like memes growing up, like the "you may say how much you want." Anyways, sorry. Back to the story.
Yeah.
Back to the story. I could talk about Billy, but she's so funny. Anyways, Louis Partridge, he is great in this movie and all of these movies. He's very dreamy. He's very like cute British boy that everybody like has a crush on.
He kind of has Benedict vibes.
Oh.
Does that click? Where's that land?
Wait. Like from Bridgerton?
Yeah.
Okay.
What?
Oh.
What, Cumberbatch?
Yes, because we were just talking about him and I was like, oh. Sure, I don't know. I don't know young Benedict Cumberbatch. Anyways, yeah, Benedict from Bridgerton makes so much more sense. Yes, I agree. He's a cutie, and he's a cutie in this movie. And his haircut is crazy when we first meet him. But you know what? He almost immediately gets a new one, and it's much better. He has his like girl moment. I love what is it? Women dominating male fields, where they get to be the ones who are like, oh my god, you look so different with the haircut. That's so funny. Yeah, and then he starts to be a part of this mystery. She meets him on the train when she's running away from the other brother. I again don't even remember his name because he sucks. The not Sherlock. We call him the not Sherlock.
Surely. Sherlocked, if you will.
Sherlocked, if you will. And she realizes his life's in danger. She helps save his life. They like survive and get by until they get to some city and they part ways. And she continues investigating her mother. At some point, she learns more about the mystery with Tewksbury and how someone's after him. And then she gets sent to finishing school, kind of like right when she tries to help him. Sucks. But guess what? Tewksbury is a king because he goes and rescues her. Well, kind of simultaneously. She escapes and then he rescues her, like, together. We love a couple like that.
We love a couple sharing a brain cell.
Exactly. And then Enola and them, they get to his like estate or something. I don't even know what you call it at the time. And it's revealed it's the grandmother.
Grandmama.
That's great. I love that it was the grandma because I feel like old people don't get to be the villain enough. You know what I mean? And they should.
Welcome to 2026 America, am I right?
No, like in movies, I'm like, okay, let's like represent that. They suck sometimes, okay? Sometimes they don't. Sometimes they're adorable. Sometimes I love old people, and sometimes I'm like, you're the villain. And so I love that representation. Because I don't know British politics, but he is like, I don't know what they would call, but he has more empathy for something that she doesn't want him to have empathy for, and would be the deciding vote that would pass this reform bill. So she's trying to kill him because she doesn't want that to happen. Old people. Anyways. And she shoots him. And he doesn't die because he has a metal plate. Yes, I love those twists. I love when it's like a pocket watch or like
Something in the pocket.
Yes, I eat that up every time. I don't care that it's been done multiple times before. I don't know why. It's so fun to me, but I love that. And weirdly, like bulletproof vests are boring to me.
Sure.
But this is old-timey where they don't have that. So it's like the equivalent and it works for me. I don't know. The fact that it's metal is just fun to me. I don't know. Yeah. And the day is saved. And then Sherlock basically adopts her, becomes her new guardian, and we love that. And she does eventually find her mother, but her mother has to leave again.
It was like, hey, found me. Bye.
Hey.
And you know what? On brand. She's so crazy.
She's so silly.
I would say this is maybe one of my favorite performances from Helen Bonham Carter outside of anything Tim Burton-y.
Mm-hmm.
Is that, yeah?
Yeah. I mean, I also love her performance in Harry Potter, even though, like, we all kind of hate her guts, but, like...
No, she eats that.
She does. She does. It's like, you can be the Pink Lady or you can be Bellatrix. They both suck, but, like, one's iconic and the other one's, like, die.
The negative of iconic.
Die! No, it's, like, it brings down the movie. That's how aggravating you are. Bellatrix can kill, like, a fan favorite character, RB, and people still love her. And she's a queen for that, for achieving that. Yeah. And that's kind of it for the first one. Overall thoughts?
Really solid. I think the character work and the introduction of these characters is so great.
Mm-hmm.
And I think ultimately really makes this first movie iconic.
I have to agree. Now we get to number 2, which we have different thoughts on. But we're both in agreement we still like this movie. So
Yes. Certainly right now, I can mostly just go off of vibes. Because, let me tell you, I was like...
You're pulling at me?
I was like, Alicia, should we rewatch these movies before we do an episode on the third one? And she was like, no. And
I wasn't.
like,
I was just going to watch the third one.
okay. And here we go. And vibes, good. At the time.
Yeah, not as good.
But could I tell you more than 3 things about this movie? No.
That's like me on a regular basis on a movie I watched like yesterday. Anyways, so I'll tell you what happens because I Googled it. I remember some things that happened, but I too needed to Google it for some more information. Enola is now officially a detective.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh. But of course, because she's a girl, and just not Sherlock, people are like, and you're there. So she's not having a fun time.
You know what's funny? It's kind of giving the dynamic between Superman and Supergirl.
Dang. Whoops. Anyways.
Well, but like the purposeful part of it. Like it's the newspaper at the very beginning that's like, Superman saves the world from nuclear apocalypse. Supergirl saves cat from trees. I think that's a fun dynamic.
Yeah.
To explore.
Yes, I agree. Until this girl, Bessie, comes up to Enola and says, I need help finding my sister, Sarah Chapman. Shout out Hannah Dodd, who plays Francesca from Bridgerton. I totally forgot you were in these movies until I watched the third one. No, not the third one. I think I saw like a picture of her on Twitter in the Enola Holmes movie. And I was like, Hannah Dodd? I literally, I looked at it, kept scrolling. I did a double take and was like, I know who that is. I love that for you, Queen. She's gorgeous and very talented, and I'm excited for your season.
Indeed.
Anyways, but you're missing Queen, where did you go? And that's kind of all I wrote down for that, because I'm going to be honest, upon reading this mystery, I kind of remembered why this movie was not as good as the first one. And that's because I feel like it's missing its charm. It has some fun mystery elements. Enola, like herself, is very charming, and so just watching her is fun. So it's still a solid movie. It's just not the first one. It's missing that, oh my god, you have so many like codes and ciphering and everything like that. It's more so like
it leans more into the detective and let
yes.
away from the whimsy, I would say.
Yes.
And Partridge is the actor, Tewksbury takes such a backseat in this one, and I'm like, well, what if we didn't?
Yeah, I do love Enola, but the duo's dynamic is very, very fun, kind of like Sherlock and Watson. I would say a lot of people would say something similar, where them, like, yes, Sherlock's fun, but them together and their dynamic is very fun and elevates it. I would say the same thing here. Speaking of, Sherlock does have his own mystery going on. He is investigating a corrupt government mystery element, where he just can't quite put together who's behind it. He kind of knows what's going on, or some things that are going on, but he doesn't quite have all the pieces yet. Which does later lead to Moriarty, which is who is important in the third movie as well. So we will talk more about her later. Again, didn't write a whole lot down. I kind of remember like select scenes from this movie. But again, we're missing the duo. So it's like, it's fun. Doesn't have as much whimsy in the mystery, and we're missing our duo.
There's something a bit more to be desired here.
Yeah, because the second that they get back together, that's kind of where this movie's really fun. Like, it ends on a very fun note.
And I would say even like Enola and Tewksbury or Enola and Sherlock. Either would be great dynamics.
Yeah.
But I think it's weird that they land on somewhere that's neither.
Yeah. Enola goes to prison. The Holmes family breaks her out. We love seeing Helena Bonham Carter again. And then the twist is Sarah and other people were finding out, I forgot what it was, but it was some sort of drug or something that was being used to make production cheaper, but it was making the workers sick. And so she was working to expose that. And luckily they find her, and she's able to convince the people that work there to go on strike and fight against those conditions. Finally, Enola and Tewksbury confess their love for each other. I'm like, you guys have so much chemistry, just say it. Anyways. And just as Tewksbury learns to fight, then like the very next scene, he needs to use it. Haha. I see again, it's like, I love it. And then I remember, like, I think it's Enola was like kicking this guy off this rope thing, and he like falls to his death. I remember it was a very dramatic ending, and Sherlock is there too. Yeah, it was a good ending. And then I think
and
that's
ends
also
with Watson coming in.
Yes,
and
Watson.
Like, hey.
Like, yay! The other iconic couple in the Holmes universe.
Indeed.
Yeah, and then we have a 4-year jump, which we were both like, is crazy, and we also didn't realize it was that long. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing.
I think that means it can come in without a lot of reservation.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's lasted this long. You know what? I bet it's because we keep seeing her in Stranger Things.
Other things, so it feels like she hasn't been gone.
Yeah, maybe
Even
that's
Damsel.
the middle of it all.
I know at least I kept seeing Louis Partridge's face with him and Olivia's relationship. I always saw them on Twitter.
And every time I saw him, I was like, oh, yeah, that's Enola Holmes' boyfriend. Olivia, what are you doing? Don't be messy.
No, they were such a hot couple. I'm like, ugh. Oh well.
Meh.
And then we get to 3. And I saw like low-key nothing about this.
The
other
most I've
than-
seen was the picture of her in the wedding dress and like the gun.
With the gun, yes. I saw that, and then I knew it was going to have something to do with Sherlock being missing, which it does end up being like the main thing, the main plot.
Yeah.
To cover up a secret plot. And that was very fun. I actually really liked that hook. Because I liked the idea of him leaving clues, which, since we're in spoiler territory, later leads to he actually did not leave those clues. But I just like the idea of like how can Sherlock be kidnapped, and also it's kind of funny to imagine Sherlock in this universe is as bulk as Superman because he played Superman. So it's like, dang, y'all really did that. You kidnapped Superman. Like, that's crazy.
No, I love the part of this movie where she's like, "Oh my gosh, his room's been ransacked," and then it cuts to Watson like, "This room is like not touched."
You would know that.
That is so funny.
Anyways, no, he's like, nah, this is like pretty normal for him. So funny. I just know Sherlock stresses that man out. Guys. Anyways, and then the fun twist for me, because that was already a fun concept, but I think it actually like really hooked me when we find out there's a fire and Tewksbury's mom got kidnapped. I was like, ooh, like, where are we going with this? Why both of them? Because now this directly involves the two of them, which, love, we were saying we missed that in the second movie, and we kind of immediately get them here. I was a little worried how this would go because obviously she has a good reason, but she does leave him at the altar. And we're watching Love Island right now, so needless to say, I was a little scared on how he was going to react.
He's gonna be like, "Hey, Enola, can I play you for a chat? I think we just got to clear the air about the whole wedding thing."
It's like, okay, whoa, you're being so aggressive right now. No, I'm scarred. I love like coming back to fiction and being like, oh yeah, men don't always suck in fiction. And then we come back to Love Island, it's like, right. A reality check, if you will.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Green Flag, love his reaction. He was kind of just like, yeah, that happened, but you know, Sherlock's missing, so let's get on that mystery. And I love that we don't even spend a lot of time there having that like aftermath discussion, because then the fire happens and then it's like now it's real for both of them. So that brings them together in a very fun way. And then we find out there's like another, I was saying earlier, they did the whole wrath thing, but then it turned out to be wraith, and I was like, it's another Knives Out thing. They're probably not the ones that started that, but that's who I always think of when they do that, when they're like, you did this. Ugh, I love that movie. And then another person is killed right when Enola finds them to try to help them and talk to them. She's like, she will kill you. And that leads her to discovering Moriarty's back.
Oh my
Oh
gosh.
my gosh.
Hey, Betty.
They're also discovering gold has something to do with this. The little like medals that were on like all these different people. It's a very interesting plot, but I like how they bring them together. And I really like you know, in both of the previous films there is like a main mystery and a secondary mystery. And I feel like this is the most tight,
Most
like,
streamlined.
intertwined. Yeah. And I really liked that. I liked the fact that Moriarty used Enola to find the gold because she knew she wasn't going to be able to do it herself, but Enola would if Sherlock was like a motivator for that. And then her, like, this has been in the works for a long time with her manipulating Tewksbury's mom to have the wedding in Malta. Like, I love a good flashback when she's like, I was here.
It's giving Humpty Dumpty and Puss in Boots. I was always there.
Every birthday, every night at dinner. No, that was actually a very fun twist. I will say, like, this definitely doesn't surpass the first one for me, but I still really enjoyed this one. And kind of like I said earlier, I would definitely keep watching these. So,
Absolutely.
however many
I will
they're
say,
willing to make.
I think maybe the character work isn't as isn't as strong as it is in the first one, but I think this is probably the strongest mystery.
I agree. That's actually a really great way to put it. It's sad that we have like that kind of trade-off, but at least there is a trade-off. It's not like we're lacking both.
Yeah, and I would say the character work is maybe just a little bit more tropey than I think this franchise has been.
Yeah.
And I think that's I can get over that while acknowledging it. But girl,
Yeah.
I do not remember you, Moriarty. I've been watching 13 movies where you're a kind of a mid-ass man, but you're scary here, girl.
She's great.
Oh my gosh, she hits that laugh, and I'm like, you know what? The smartest evil genius in the world was missing a mischievous laugh. She has such a crazy energy about her, and that makes the character way more fun.
No, it reminds me of Agatha Harkness, where she just
good comparison.
Catherine Hahn nailed that cackle. I'm like, I love you immediately. Yeah. And she's got a little bit of crazy in her, just Moriarty for sure.
A little?
Well, even before we knew the twist, she was always a little crazy.
No, and I was also clocking it. The moment that she had Enola in a noose hanging and then dropped her, I was like, okay, that was weird. We'll circle back to that, I'm sure. Okay. I love the mystery here. I think it's really strongly done and written. The whole, my father told me there's treasure in there. Okay. That's the most unsubtle thing that the script does.
It's very it's giving a pirate movie. Which I guess it's the pirate gold, they stole it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is very pirate.
But actually, this movie, for the life of me when I was watching it, I was because it's on Malta.
Yes.
I was like, why does that island sound so familiar?
Mm-hmm.
And I was looking it up because I was like, I feel like this was a part of the Count of Monte Cristo movie that I watched last month. Also with Henry Cavill in it, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked it up because I was like, because that movie starts with the main character meeting Napoleon on an island that he was imprisoned on.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, was it that island? And I looked it up and it was like, well, it's actually where they filmed 80% of that movie. And I'm like, okay, so that's why it looks familiar, even if I guess it had nothing to do with that movie and plot, in the universe.
Yeah.
But I just thought that was so funny.
That's cool.
Henry Cavill be out here in Malta.
He said, I've been here before.
Dude, and he's young in that movie. It's crazy.
He's not as buff as Superman in that movie.
He's not. He's
guessing.
He's a little. He's it's giving late teens, and I'm like, what? It feels like I'm not allowed to see Henry Cavill in that at that age.
He just seems like an adult. He's not allowed.
He just existed as an adult.
Yes.
The backrooms pumped him out.
He was. He was born. He was put on this earth as an adult.
Yeah.
As Superman. He was from Krypton. We're not allowed to know before that. No, yeah, that's funny. So,
yeah. And that has a pirate gold thing of it all anyways. So that's all very familiar. But also, homie, you're out here telling your son that there's treasure in there, and it's just on a chain. That's that easy to find, dude.
Yeah, I will say I agree. I feel like when she did that, I was maybe a little disappointed. I was like, oh, no one's found.
You're kind of right.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
Meh.
Yeah, it worked out. It's okay. It was returned to the right people. Enola and Tewksbury. Wait, go ahead.
I'm gonna say, can we also shout out a Sherlock Holmes movie talking about British colonialism negatively? Kind of A with that.
Ah, they
The
said
moment
we'll
they were
make it up.
the moment they were like, could it be that colonialism is bad? And I was like, dude, if this wasn't fiction, you'd be hung right now for saying that. Y'all crazy. But no, I loved the perspective of that. And, you know, it'd be pretty relevant today, don't it? So, I enjoyed them going into that.
Yeah. And it was a very happy ending. They arrested all the corrupt soldiers or officers, whatever they're called. What?
Sorry, on the officers getting arrested. The guy that's like, is it time for me to go now? And I'm just like, yeah, because that's how that would work. They'd just be like, yeah, I guess I'll go to jail now for this crime I helped cover up. I'm not gonna run or anything.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, I will say it's a very easy, like, happy ending. But I do appreciate that it had a happy ending. I was waiting to bring this up, but in one of her interviews, she was like so happy talking about how they get a happy ending, and all the comments were like, "My girl is scarred from Stranger Things," and I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "I loved how it worked out," and I'm like, "Queen, I agree. I would love if they made more, but if this is all we get, you know, it had a good ending.
Yeah, I think it's
A
fine.
good, solid trilogy."
But that being said, I want to see what happens on their honeymoon. Come
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
Like, that's what they have in the end credits, like a book of them going around the world, and I'm just like, then someone dies. And they're like, oh, I gotta look for that.
Yeah, that would be very fun. And that's kind of very open-ended, too. Like, they could go anywhere for their honeymoon to have a murder be there. He is, like, the fictional husband of all fictional husbands. He's like, she keeps her name. He's like, I renounce my name because of my father. And let's talk about the name change.
Dude.
Wait, I wrote it down somewhere.
Please.
He's now Ernest Tebety Gore. And what the hell is that? I was saying it gives Flynn Rider to Eugene, except I kind of like Eugene as a name.
Eugene
still.
is charming.
Yeah. And I get it. I get why he's renouncing it. But I'm kind of with Enola where she's like, aw.
It's like,
She's like, I still love you,
can
but
you
like,
renounce your title, but not your last name?
no, actually.
Like,
She's like, but can I still call you that as a nickname? Because it's just like, what is she going to call him now? Tebety Gore? I'll laugh every time in her face when she does that. You gotta
It's
still call him
crazy.
Two-Sperry. I just can't. But then it's not, it's like, it's not going to work because he's not Two-Sperry. So I'm like,
I don't know. There's something also interesting here where I'm like, so if you're renouncing your title here, and I understand where he's coming from and why he's doing it,
for sure.
but are you also giving away your seat at Parliament where you've been leading progressive initiatives for the British people?
I would have to assume not. Like, hopefully. Because I'm like, I get it. Like, it could feel bad being in a place and using the money of, like, a fan. But also, like, okay, well, your grandma tried to kill you. So, like, I feel like that's also a reason to do that. So, I get it now. Like, you're still valid. But I feel like it does more hurt than good if you were to give up your seat of making good, positive political change. It's like, I get it, but the way you fix that is by being good and staying in that position of power, but doing good, unlike your father.
Yeah.
So I hope so, and it would shock me, even though I see where you're coming from. Like, if you're announcing your title, like, that is a question that makes sense. But I hope the answer is no.
it feels like,
Yeah. Like, that makes sense. Like, what else are you
like,
giving
especially
up?
with you and I didn't even think about that until you recap the other two movies, and it's like, yeah,
Mhm.
that is what he's been doing for these last two movies.
The second movie, that's like a majority of what he was doing in that film was working on.
like,
making
homeboy,
change.
what are we even doing next? If
don't
not
know.
that.
I don't
That's
know.
Interesting.
Well, and it's interesting. I like their conversation where she was like, you know, I never had doubt about you. It was always about the circumstance.
Oh, for sure.
But I am wondering then, you still are marrying a very rich and powerful person. I wonder what their future looks like. I know they'll get through it. They got it. But that doesn't just go away.
I really thought that they were just going to be insanely progressive for the period and just be like, be a Holmes. And they didn't go for that. And I was like,
it's like be a Bridgerton.
why would you not want to be a Holmes?
Yeah.
Like, if you're already renouncing your title and looking for a new name, and you're literally getting married the next day.
Be Holmes.
Am I... What?
I don't know. I agree with you. I think that would have been kind of fun, actually. Plus, he's like, he could be a detective a little bit too. Not like Enola, but he's helpful. He helps.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's there. He could be the sidekick. Yeah. It would be fun if maybe both of them were like directly involved in solving a mystery together. That could be fun.
What?
Like more so than this movie. Because it was still definitely mostly Enola in this movie. But I'm like, teach him some stuff, Enola. And then he can help you.
But you know what? I also enjoyed having Watson here.
Yeah.
I think he was also an adequate second person with her.
I know it almost stings because I don't know how they can go forward with this and still have him or Sherlock, honestly. Like, if they're going to do a honeymoon movie, I mean, they're not going to be there. Unless they're investigating, they're like Sherlock, and he's like there too or something. I don't know. But yeah. I don't know what the future would look like, but I hope we still get one.
Indeed.
There you go. That's kind of it. I feel like upon our discussion, would you say we have the same ranking, which would be from bottom to top 2, 3, 1? Or would you switch?
1. No, that's mine.
3? Okay. Yeah.
For sure.
But even 2 being the lowest, like that was still pretty solid. I think I gave that 3 stars, which is good.
For sure. I remember at that time there was like a conversation about Henry Cavill getting his own like movie of being Sherlock Holmes at that point. Which I'm like, you're missing the point of this movie.
Yeah.
But also,
we have plenty of Sherlock adaptations. Let Enola have her thing.
for sure.
Okay. And it's good too. It's not like.
But I do really like his casting.
I do too. I agree with that.
And I would love to see more of his dynamic with Watson instead of being told about it.
Yeah, I agree. I think that would be the only thing. If like we get a spinoff, it'd have to be like Sherlock and Watson very closely. It could not be like mostly Sherlock based. So, then you would have me seated if it was. Anyways.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you have?
I knew you were gonna do that. Okay.
Sometimes I don't know what to say, but the vibes are good. So I'm just like, yeah.
Indeed. Well, I think that is gonna wrap up our conversation on.
Hey, I was gonna look up the reception.
Oh my gosh, you do. Oh, and I can guess it. I haven't done.
Oh my
this
gosh.
in a while. Okay.
Okay.
I think cinema score. No. So audience and critic. I think. Ooh, which one do I think would be higher? I think audience score is gonna be higher. I think critic score. I'm thinking 75 for critic and audience. I'm gonna say 80.
So we're close to the critic. That is at 70, but actually, audience is lower at 63.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That is interesting.
Yeah.
Do you mind pulling up the other two? I'm curious how that compares.
Yes, I agree. Okay. Let's see. Nope. Rotten Tomatoes, you don't want to work. Okay. Cool.
Man, I'm trying to think of like.
The first one got. Ooh, audience be hating actually. First one, critics rated it 91. Audience was 71.
Oh, okay.
Audience, I'm side-eyeing you for that. That's crazy. At least critics understand. And then, number 2 is 93. Wait, on both fronts, and audience was 79. On both fronts, that was the highest rated.
Interesting.
That's shocking.
That is very
But even
bizarre to
then,
me.
like, even audience is 79 is your highest is like,
These be pretty big movies. That's surprising.
Yeah, because they're very popular. But yeah, that surprised me just a little bit.
Gosh,
So
63 though.
oh,
How do you know what it's almost giving? It's giving the people who like want this to be Henry Cavill's Sherlock movie.
yeah.
Because like he's in the second one the most, and then in this one. But I will say, speaking on him, the whole like Sherlock going a little crazy at the end also kind of took me out, because I'm like, especially after having watched 13 Sherlock movies, I'm like, dude, I don't. It's gonna take me a lot to make me believe that he'd get here, and it's not like in the span of a week that I think he'd get here.
Well, yeah, upon reading all like the plot descriptions on Wikipedia, just to like pick out the plot points I wanted to put on here, it said after like what was it, days he was there locked up, after multiple days of torture. I'm like, torture? I feel like I didn't really get that. At least enough to like want to murder somebody. I
mean,
don't know.
It's giving that you weren't being like fed or watered well, for sure. But
yeah, better watered.
They were treating you
Hydrated. There you go.
Right.
Watered like a fucking plant. That's crazy.
Moriarty, notoriously bad plant mom.
All my plants die. I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I didn't really see that to the point. I mean, I guess like if you are super dehydrated and hungry, like you are like delusional and hallucinating a lot, probably.
But like,
But
why
I don't know.
why is Sherlock Holmes doing worse than Miss Tewksbury over here?
Yeah.
You get a little what? It's like what?
I don't know about that. I agree with that. I agree. That's probably like the biggest. Like, huh? No,
especially because
not really?
like, I don't know. He's like one of the most like casual characters ever.
That was a lot for him.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, now I think that's gonna call our
Yes,
episode
sorry.
of Enola Holmes 3. How many stars did you give this?
I think I give it 3.5.
3.5 for me as well.
Think
Huh.
so? Yeah.
So certified
Good.
3.5 star banger.
Thumbs up from us. We liked it better than regular audiences. I don't know. Average audiences. I don't know. Yeah.
Indeed.
Go watch it. Support it so we can get more.
Indeed, I
Please.
need more murder mysteries.
They could do like
Or just
a
mysteries.
short series. Like, I don't know, something. I just don't want it to be the end.
Well,
But it's okay.
anyways, until next time, I'm your host, Luke.
And I'm your host, Alicia.
And thank you so much for watching Not So Straight Nerds.